Oh, good morning. Uh, it's Thursday morning, 8 a.m., and the insanity continues. So, yesterday, out of out of 13 jobs that I was contacted on, six of them actually came to the shop. I booked three of them in, so that's a good start. Out of the other three, two of them I really don't want, and the other one is a maybe. It's not bad. We'll see. Uh, some of these people think they can get a body paint guy for 20 bucks an hour. Well, not this one. Um, that's a poverty wage, and I'm not going to work for that. It costs me more to run the shop than that. So, um, yeah, that's not going to happen. Um, but I've got several guys coming today and a bunch on the weekend. And I came out this morning at 7 a.m. There were 6 messages waiting for me, all about work. On top of that, guys were coming to look at the 50 Ford, and including one guy who I've met before and talked to him before. He's a good guy. He came by and looked at the truck with a flashlight. It was pitch dark. So who does that? But anyway, he looked around. He's going to come back. Apparently, he's bringing me a deposit, and the truck is sold. But he's buying the truck, less the motor and transmission, which is fine by me. I can use that motor for my square body or something else. I'll go over what's been done with that engine once I get it out. So I'm going to pull the whole front clip off the truck. It's just a few bolts holding it on. I'm going to try to take it off all in one piece. Get the rad out and then take the rad support and the whole front clip off, put it to the side. By the chaos behind me, I dug out my cherry picker, which was under the stairs, behind the motorcycle, behind the Model A, behind a bunch of junk. So I've been moving stuff around. That's what I've been doing for the first hour of this morning, and that's going to continue for a bit. Get my cherry picker front and center, and then it's only 2 degrees out, so I'm going to wait till it warms up a little bit, because these old bones don't work well in the cold. And so once it warms up, it's supposed to get up to like 15, 16 degrees, which is 60s, mid 60s, and that's perfect working weather. And it's supposed to be like that for about 5-6 days. So having said that, I'm just going to carry on moving stuff around and getting organized. And when I'm ready to get back to the truck, I'll be back. So there you go. All right, so I pulled the hood off and the rad out, the grill off, and pretty much unbolted the front clip. I've got 2 bolts left to undo, and the whole thing should come off in one piece. And then I can get the cherry picker out here and pluck this engine out of here. So might try and lay some plywood down on the ground so that I can roll the cherry picker with the weight of the engine on it without fighting to the death with it, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set up the camera, undo those 2 bolts, and wrestle this thing off of here, and see how it goes. All right, so she's just hanging on with a couple of nuts. I'll take them off, and the whole front clip should come off one piece. Right, there we go. Right, so there's a bunch of things I got to do before I actually hook onto it and pull it up. First, I'll need some plywood down so I can roll this thing because it'll get stuck in the gravel, guaranteed. I got to disconnect my headers from the collectors. I've got to take the carb off and put my plate on. What else? I've got to disconnect or unbolt the tranny from the transmission cross member, and I want to put a yoke into the tail section of the tranny so I don't spill fluid all over the freaking place and lose all my fluid. And then one bolt on each side of the motor mount, and out she comes. So yeah, I'm gonna get all this stuff done and see what happens when I'm ready to haul it out. So most of the rest of the afternoon I've been looking at truck after truck after truck. Guys bringing them here for estimates. I gotta tell you, I haven't seen this many rusted out cab corners and rockers in one afternoon in my life. Unbelievable. I did get a couple of jobs out of it, but you know, it amazes me that I tell a guy, look, to cut out the rocker, fit in a new one, weld it in all the way around, body work it with filler, sand it, prep it, and prime it, get it ready for paint, 4 hours. They think that's too much. I had one guy even say, oh, come on, that's an hour job. I said, it's an hour to undo the box and pull the box away from the cab. Well, why do you have to do that? Well, how are you going to weld in between there? How are you going to get there? How are you going to do the body work? How are you going to spray that? You got to either take the box off or at least slide it back so you got working room. Oh, well. Oh, well, what? You know what? I'll tell you what. He says, well, I couldn't do it myself then. I said, okay, well, you do it yourself. Now, when the guy screws it all over, messes it up, and brings it back, and I've had this happen, it's going to be 8 hours. So, whatever, you know. But anyway, like I said, I got a couple jobs out of it, so it was worth it. It's actually dark now. So I ran out of time, and I guess I'll get to it first thing in the morning. Everything's unbolted and ready to come out. Just I don't want to be messing around in the dark, and it's starting to get pretty cool out there. So yeah, I'll get back to it tomorrow. See you then. So next day, sun's just coming up. The shingles on that roof over there are actually black. That's frost on the roof. So yeah, she's a little bit nippy. My daughter's in from school from down south, and I'm taking her to visit my mother. And when I get back, it should have warmed up quite a bit. We'll go ahead and yank that engine out. So there you go, Frosty. Okay, so she's almost out. I had to take the headers off because they were hitting up against my motor mounts and the motor mounts. So I had to bring it up, you know, high enough that I could get out all 3 bolts going into the block. These 3 here, and unbolt them from both sides, take the headers off. I put a yoke in the end of the tail of the transmission, taped it up with duct tape, and right now I'm hung up on the yoke. So I just gotta use a pry bar, and we'll get it up and over the cross member, and then we should be free and clear to haul this thing out. And yeah, good to go. This thing's sinking right into the plywood. Come on. Trying to figure out what the holdup is, and I don't know. There we go. Okay, she's out. So I'll jumble around with my plywood here a little bit and hopefully get it into the garage. We'll see how that goes. All right, so the problem I'm having is I'm going uphill for one thing, and secondly, my wheels of my cherry picker keep going through this rotten plywood that I have, so I keep getting hung up. But I think I have a better way of pushing this in. I'll just push the engine and hopefully the wheels will do their thing. All right, we're in. Jesus, I'm getting too old for this shit. All right, so here's the problem I was having. The wheels of the thing went through the plywood here, like just disintegrating. It's rotten. So I got hung up there, and then it went off here, and it went off there. And then, like I said, I'm going uphill all the way too. So I got an old tire here. I'm gonna drop this thing down on the tire, disconnect it from the cherry picker for now. I'm gonna separate the transmission, and I want to get this thing on an engine stand. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm just gonna carry on, and hopefully everything goes okay. I think we got her beat now. All right, so the Eagle has landed. It's on the ground. I'm good, and honestly, I'm wore out a little bit. Man, yanking and reefing on that thing, it wasn't easy. But anyway, So all I have left to do on this now is to swap out the rear wheels because I want those tires for myself. That was part of the deal. So yeah, do that in the morning and this thing's ready to go. Front clip, hood, and I've got other parts too that'll go with it, and as I dig them out, you know, I'll give them to the guy, no problem, and we'll go from there. So I think he's coming with a tilt and load either tomorrow or no, either Sunday or Monday, and hauling it away, so it's ready to go. So yeah, I think that's about all I'm gonna have time for in this video, but we'll see. I don't know how long this has run already, and we'll go from there. Okay, so actually the looked a lot worse than it was. The whole job pretty much took about an hour and a half. It was just fighting with moving the damn thing. Once I figured out that I could push on the engine and the cherry picker would roll with it, it went a lot better. But I didn't figure that out till the end because I'm not that bright. But anyway, it's out. So all I got to do now is, like I said, swap out the back wheels, and yeah, this thing's ready to load up and ship out. I want to get the engine on the engine stand and see what's going on with it. Make sure everything's good. It's a brand new engine. I mean, it's new cam, timing set, new rings, everything's been done on it, and it's a 350 Vortec out of a 98 Chevy half ton. It was my my former work truck, so I think it would go really well in one of my square bodies, and maybe the one I'm driving now, because that one's getting a little tired. It's a 305. Valve seals are shot, so it smokes like crazy, and it's one of those fill the oil, check the gas kind of trucks. So I think the Vortec would fit nice in there, and yeah, so that's where I'm leaning to, is putting it in my my square body. Yeah, so if you like the content, please subscribe, tell your buddies, tell your chums, help spread the word, like the channel, all those good things, and leave comments. I truly do appreciate the comments. Wrestling around with an engine like that, not a big deal on a garage slab, but when you got a gravel driveway and you're laying rotten plywood on the ground to roll it on, and it didn't go exactly as smooth as I had hoped, but whatever. And yeah, so anyway, that's about it. And if you're not doing anything, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.